So welcome everyone to the first of a series of Prout Spaces on the principles of Prout. My name is Maheshwara and I'm very happy about these sessions, because there will be an opportunity to go deeper into the theory of Prout. As many of you may know, Prout is a very vast theory and can be at the same time very easy to grasp, but very complex to really understand and to really go deep into it. I'm still, in the process of really understanding it. Nevertheless, despite being so extensive and vast, the theory can be encapsulated into 16 basic principles. And in these sessions, we will focus on them. In this series of sessions, we'll focus on them. Today, we have with us Rajesh Singh. He's been a Prout activist for over 30 years. He's a trainer and a member of Proutist Universal, and a member also of the Global Intellectual Forum to propagate Prout. Thank you very much for coming, and now I just need to give the word to Rajesh, and go ahead. Thank you for coming.
Namaskar to everyone, and many thanks for this opportunity. I feel privileged that I have got this opportunity. And as you said, that Prout theory is devised or formulated in 16 sutras. We will discuss each and every sutras, but my idea is, or rather, I will say it, that the ProutSpace idea is it's not a training program for the trainees. Rather, we have the orientation that we should create trainers at the local level. We are just putting forward the basics, the foundation, and based on this basics or foundation, everyone should get interested into the growth philosophy. They can devise, formulate, they can add data, they can add various things in the local context, and they should become a trainer.
Mm.
That's the basic idea. I'm not a trainer. I'm also a learner. I'm also a student of the Prout. Uh, it is not right to say that I'm a trainer. I'm just learning. It's so vast. It's more than in 30 volumes. Prout in a nutshell is in more than 30 volumes. So it's saying that I have a command over it. I strongly doubt. I feel that I'm still a student, but I will try my best to put things in the perspective, in a broader prospect, so that everyone should get an idea, a glimpse that they should nurture themselves into a trainer. That's the basic idea behind this entire process. And before going to the Prout philosophy and the sutras or the principles, I would like to touch another area. Reason being the simple. As we have to propagate one theory, we must know about our competitors or the nearest. I will not use the word rival. Rival is a negative term. So, not the rivals, but we know about our periphery, who are our competitors, whom we are going to replace. So, we need to have that idea. And broadly, if all the socio-economic philosophies put together, we can distinguish all these socio-economic philosophies. Those are prevalent in present scenario or the present day. We can put all these philosophies broadly into the four categories. And what are those four categories? First is dogma centered philosophy. Second one is matter centered philosophy. Third one is self centered philosophies. And the fourth one is God centered philosophy. So how we can distinguish and which socioeconomic philosophies fall into some respective categories. So let me define that one first. First, the dogma centered philosophy. Dogma centered philosophies are usually or broadly based on a community rules and regulations. They have their own set of the principles. That community is guided by that set of the principles, whether those principles are rational or irrational, whether they are scientific or unscientific, but those that respective or particular community follows that dictums or the doctrines blindly. And that's the reason these communities are an easy prey to the religious dogmas. We know we are living in such a world, we have the informations regarding every community and the clusters, and we know how they are behaving. So, and even I am putting in on it on record the examples. The examples are the entire Muslim world. You just give name of any of the country like Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, whatever the countries which is fall within the Muslim world, they are following this dogmatic doctrine, dogma centered philosophy. They have certain beliefs. They don't bother about whether it is practical, rational, or scientific. They are least bothered. They just want everyone should follow the Islam. That's the only orientation of the that particular community. And this is not confined to the Islamic world only. As I'm in India also, the present government and the political party which is ruling the nation right now, they are also promoting a dogmatic philosophy called Hindutva. They believe in caste system, they believe in idol worship, they believe that they are the superior clan race. So all these things, others are inferior to them. Idol worship, you know, it's a dogmatic thing. Caste system which has hampered India a lot, which has hampered its progress immensely, but still they are fanatic about this system or the doctrines. So in India we have that Hindutva, and may other places you also know the examples are prevalent everywhere, that a certain community or cluster is following some kind of dogmatic philosophies or the systems. So one part is dogma centered philosophy. We are coming to the another one, which is matter centered philosophy. What is the matter centered philosophy? In matter centered philosophies, everything is considered as matter. We can say it, matter is the summum bonum of the materialistic philosophies. For example, we can take communism. Communism is a matter centered philosophy. Other than the goods or products or the substances or the materials, even the human beings are considered as a matter. In a communistic structure, human values, freedom of expression, existence of human beings, this has no value. If you follow them blindly, then you have a utility value. You can survive or forget about the thriving. You can survive or exist. Otherwise, you are meaningless to the communist system or the philosophy. Many can counter it. How you can say like this? So I'm just giving an example. In the World War II, total casualty was 55 million people. In the entire World War II period, 55 million people died. And just take two examples. One from USSR, the previous, which came into existence after 1917 Bolshevik Kranti revolution that was led by Vladimir Lenin. During the period of Joseph Stalin, It was the period 1922 to 53. In just 30 years of a span, 20 million people were killed just because they were either not following the communistic system or they were opposed to the system. 20 million people. And another example is from China. During the period of Mao Zedong, this was just for the 4 years, 1958 to 1962. 45 million people either killed or died during this tenure of the 5 years, regime of the 5 years only. So put together this USSR figure of 20 million and this 45 million from Public Republic of China, popularly called China, it comes to 65 million people. Forget about the Khmer Rouge in Vietnam. I'm not adding all those figures from the Khmer Rouge, Vietnam, and everything. Just two countries, 65 million people either killed or died, and in the World War II, 55 million. So human existence is not valuable to this matter-centered philosophy because they don't believe in religion. They even it's on record that they say that religion is like opium. So as they don't regard, they have any regard for the religion, so they don't have any regard for the human life, human values, and human existence. So this is matter-centered philosophy. Third one is this self-centered philosophy. In Sanskrit, the propounder of Prout philosophy, Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar, has used the word Atma Sukh Tattva, self-pleasure. The people guided by this philosophy, this self-centered philosophy, are only inclined or interested for their selfish pleasure. It's me, it's my family, it's my money, it's my wealth, it's my bungalow, it's my house, it's my yacht, it's my aeroplane, my wealth, everything is mine. They least bothered or concerned about the society. Everything is mine. And even in attaining this selfish pleasure, if people are suffering due to the excessive greed of the capitalism, which is the example of this self-centered philosophy. Capitalism is the burning example of the self-centered philosophy. So due to the greed of the capitalists, billions of people are suffering across globe, but they are not concerned with the sufferings and afflictions of the masses. Those are in the billions. They are happy with their personal selfish pleasure. Capitalism is one burning example of this self-centered philosophy. And lastly, the God-centered philosophy. The Sanskrit word used by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar ji is Sam Samaj Tattva, the welfare of collectivity. Everyone should exist. Everyone's existential value is important. We have to honor everyone's existential value. Not only we have to honor the existential value of others, but we have to provide ample scope and opportunity so that they can exist, they can thrive, they can prosper. And for being such noble sentiment like collective welfare, we need to have that consciousness, that the feeling of neo-humanism, the feeling of spirituality, that not only me, but everyone exists in the cosmos is the same progeny of that supreme consciousness from where I have came. So every bird, animal, flower, flora, fauna, rivers, forests, mountains, everyone need to exist. They need an opportunity to thrive. We are seeing across globe that what is happening to the ecology. in the name of the development, rather blind development, we are just killing the animals, birds, rivers are polluted, air is polluted, everything has been made or come to the threshold of extinction. You just see many animals has already been lost. We are just seeing or watching them in the pictures, on the photos or the videos, animated videos rather. Many are on the threshold of extinction. So this god-centered philosophy, those who follow this god-centered philosophy, they follow or they believe in everyone's existence, not only believe and honor, but they work in tandem that everyone should prosper and thrive and exist. And definitely, for sure, the Prout philosophy is one bright example of this god-centered philosophy, which is propounded by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar in 1959. And this Prout philosophy is called, it has 5 letters: P, R, O, U, and T. So this PRO stands for progressive, U for utilization, and T for theory. This theory believes that the entire thing on this planet is our collective patrimony. We are not owner of this property, but we are here to utilize this property for the welfare and betterment of everyone. Progressive utilization theory. Here, I would like to a bit light on the word this progressive or the progress. Usually, we call when anything happens in the physical sphere or development takes place, we call it a progress. We are a progressing country. We are a progressing nation. We have progressed a lot. Our GDP is progressing, and like this. But Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar says that progress has a Sanskrit word that is pragati, and that is not equivalent to the development. Development is a process or the phenomenon which happens in physical strata, physical sphere, and all these physical positivities which takes place or developments happens. Parallelly, it has some kind of negative tendencies or that some negative phenomena are attached. You can say that how a natural question arises, how you can say. So we just take the example. If we are traveling by a bicycle, or suddenly we fall down from the bicycle, or our bicycle has a collision with another bicycle, so we have very lesser chances of getting hurt or damage. But if we are traveling by a car or bus, and when two cars and buses are colliding head on, what will happen? There are chances of more damage, more casualty, more hurt. And when there is a plane crash, if anyone survives, it's nothing but a pure miracle. So Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar says that all these developments are taking place in the physical sphere, have some inherent negativity with it, and the progress is in the field of spirituality. Even we can take some example from the psychic arena or the intellectual arena. You can say that what is the in psychic we are writing a book, where is the problem, where is the negativity. But if the book promotes some negative thoughts, some Nazi ideas, some dogmatic ideas, so it has a negativity attached with it. People by reading that book can become fanatics, those who are just bothered about their community, and rest are the enemies for them. So even it's a book, it can't do anything, but negativity is attached. We can take another example. We can say that atom bomb or this nuclear bomb is a very good invention or for the welfare of the mankind. But what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, we are well aware that what happened. Two cities which were just living a normal life like any city of the world. They just vanished within seconds or the minutes. So every development happens in this physical and psychic strata. It has some kind of negativity attached with it. But when this development, rather the progress, takes place in the unlimited world of spirituality, or any development or progress which leads towards the upliftment of in spirituality, or takes us towards the spirituality, this is called the real progress. And Prout is a theory which leads everyone towards a comfortable life. People need not to waste their valuable time in just earning money and for the sake of survival. They have to devote minimum time for their survival, for their existence, this bread, butter, education, this medical facilities and everything, so that they have ample time for the basic or fundamental orientation of the life. What is the basic and fundamental orientation of life is? The basic and fundamental orientation of life is to attain that supreme consciousness. We all those who are attending this class is well aware that we are the progeny of that supreme consciousness, and after leading a certain life or the way of life, following certain rules like yama niyam and 16 points, uh, doing proper meditation, we have to merge ourselves in that supreme consciousness. And Prout philosophy provides everyone that opportunity, that everyone should devote minimum time in that physical survival and utilize their maximum time, effort, everything in the psycho spiritual pursuits. So this is the real meaning of progress. And we can say that what the progressive utilization theory stands for. Now we come to another part, that why Prout is required. When we said why Prout is required, there is a inherent question is associated, or we can twist this question, that is Prout required? The present world we are living in, is any requirement of the Prout? So let's analyze this part as well, that whether it is required or not. Before going to this part, let me take some examples. When we purchase a new mobile, we all are connected with each other right now, sitting in the different countries, rather different continents, and we are attached with each one right now on this section through this mobile or the laptop. So when we need a new mobile or a laptop, either our mobile or the laptop has become obsolete, or some new variant, new version, upgraded version in the market. So then we prefer, no, my mobile has been old, so I should go for the new version. It has the 5G facilities, 6G facilities. So we have to go for the new. So something requirement should need to be there for adopting or purchasing or buying something new, whether it's product or the idea. Second, I think all the people, those who are attending right now, or we are associated right now here, we all live in the democratic countries. So we know we don't have any that affection or a requirement of further kind of governing system other than this democracy. But ask the people of People's Republic of China or the North Korea, those who are living under the rule of Kim Jong Un. Are they happy with that system? Are the one party system, one person's and a coterie system? I think in China, they have 9 or 7 persons, a command committee, which including Xi Jinping, the president of China, they command each and everything across China, 150 billion people. and the entire China. So are they happy with this system of the communistic political party system, or one party system rather? Are they happy with it? No. On the first given opportunity, they will replace this one party system with the democracy. Democracy may have its own flaws or some problems or something. People influence others by the involvement of money or the other things or the sentiments, anything. But when the people of China or North Korea will compare to their system and the democracy, they will lovingly rush to adopt the democracy. One more example. It's we are talking on 19th, so it's 24th day of Russia invaded Ukraine. Today is the 24th day. And what the United Nations is doing? Literally nothing. They are incapable of doing anything. They are not in a position, even after the 3-2 verdict in International Court of Justice, ICJ, they don't have any system or the mechanism or power to stop Russia, that they should withdraw, they should announce a ceasefire in Ukraine. So there is a strong possibility of demand for a world government, which is envisioned by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar, or the Prout philosophy advocates about this world government. So we can visualize that United Nations is a toothless organization. It can't stop the high and mighty. It's just have some control over the poor countries, or those who are not able to flex their muscles in the United Nations. And that's why I don't say it UNO, United Nations organization. Rather, I say it useless, not worthy organization. So there is a possibility for the to replace United Nations. The same way, in present world, as I said, mostly we have the democracy in every country, barring few like China and North Korea. They are guided by this communist philosophy. We have some uh, constitutional monarchy like Jordan and Morocco. We have some absolute monarchy like Qatar and Saudi Arabia. We have theodemocracy in Iran. They have an elected president, but any decision taken by the elected president or the system can be overruled or make it null and void by the spiritual leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. He is the supreme leader. He can overturn any of the decisions taken by the elected president. So they are living in a theodemocracy. Rest of the world is democracy. But when it comes to adopt or follow the economic system, including Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Morocco, and Jordan, everyone is following the same capitalistic structure. Most of the nations are part of International Monetary Fund. They are part of World Bank. They are following the same system everywhere. We know that China is the production hub of the globe. So, and this is the one, I will not say it USP, but this is inherent uh, tendency of the capitalism. Reason being, they want maximum profit on the products. So if the production cost is minimized, they have abundant opportunity to maximize their profit. And that's the reason they have made China a production hub. So this is one part, that how it need to be, this capitalistic structure or system need to be replaced. In 1760, the Industrial Revolution began, and it came from the capitalistic system or the philosophies or the theories. It came from a book called The Wealth of Nations, written by a Scottish thinker and economist, Adam Smith, which was published in 1776. And in 1760, this industrial revolution began. And just in the context, Karl Marx wrote his book Das Kapital, which is the foundation for the communism. It was published in 1867. And again, in the context, this Prout philosophy. And before coming to the Prout philosophy, I would like to remind everyone that communism is antithesis to the capitalistic structure or system. It was given in reaction to the capitalistic structure. But we can say capitalism is a thesis, communism is an antithesis, and between the class and cohesion of this thesis and antithesis, the resultant is synthesis, which is Progressive Utilization Theory, given by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar in 1959. So this is one part. And in 1760, when industrial revolution began, capitalism proclaimed that here we can provide prosperity to each and everyone. Everyone will live a comfortable and prosperous life. But after 260 years of capitalism, what is present day scenario? The scenario is only 3381%. I'm again saying 3381, 3,381 person possesses 15 trillion of wealth. 15 trillion. I'm not confused. It's not million, it's not billion. It's 15 trillion wealth by just 3,381 person. World Bank says that more than 3 billion people are living below a daily income of $1.25. So you can calculate in your own currency that how much amount is this $1.25. So 3 billion people out of, if we consider the world's population to the 8 billion.
Rajesh, you're muted. Ah, okay.
If we consider the world's population to 8 billion, 3 billion people are living below $1.25. University of Oxford conducted one survey and it was named Poverty and Human Development Index. And they used certain parameters. And this, after this initiative or the survey, they named it Multi-Poverty Dimensional Index, MPI. And under this MPI, which was conducted in the 107 nations only, not the entire globe, 193 members are in the United Nations. So, and some countries are probably not the member of the United Nations, but we consider 193 countries in the world. So this survey happened in 107 countries, and the outcome is 1.3 billion people are living under extreme poverty. As we have category of rich people, some are super rich, some are rich, some are modest rich, some are a bit richer, something like that. The same way, there is a category or the criteria for the poverty or poor people also. So this 1.3 billion people are living in extreme poverty. And this service is by Oxford, University of Oxford, London. So you can just imagine that in which kind of situation is this capitalistic structure, which is even during the corona period, the wealth of this rich people has been increased. Number of rich people has been increased. During the tenure of corona, India has 40 more billionaires. I have to work out on the global data, but India has 42 more billionaires during the pandemic period when the GDP was just nosedived. It was in negatives. So is this capitalistic system we are following presently for the economic purpose? Is it right system for the development and the existence of each and everyone on the planet Earth? This blind developmental race has done to the environment and ecology. We are well aware. Oxygen level is deteriorating. This all the rivers, air is polluted everywhere. This mad rush for the development in the name of the development. So we must think out of box. We have to look after or beyond this capitalistic system. The system which is prevalent for last 260 years has generated handful of people with wealth, but billions are suffering. In India, 0.001% people have 9% wealth of India's wealth. In Russia, 0.001% people possess wealth of 15% wealth of the Russia. And just 2-3 years back, Oxfam International has released some data, and it was everywhere. It was predominantly come to everyone's knowledge that 1% versus 9%, 99%. Sorry. And what is this 1% versus 99%? 1% richest of the world possesses double the wealth of remaining 99%. Just imagine, 1% richest people possess double the wealth of remaining 99%. So which kind of accumulation is taking place? In India, 1% richest population possesses 4 times wealth of the 70% people, 70% population of India. So that's the reason people are living in extreme poverty. They are compelled to live because this capitalistic system, or the people, those who are following this capitalistic system, they are not concerned with the suffering of the masses. They are concerned with that Atma Sukh Tattva, my pleasure, my money, my wealth, my vehicle, my Lamborghini, my Ferrari, my everything is mine. Not about the society, not about the welfare of everyone. So this need to be changed, rather this need to be replaced by another theory which propagates about everyone's welfare, which respects everyone's existence, which provides ample opportunity for the prosperity of everyone. As I said earlier, whether it's birds, animal, flora, fauna, human beings, rivers, or the forests, everyone need to, because we compensate each other, we are compatible to each other. It's not about that if we kill all the animals and birds and plants and we can live on this planet Earth. This is not going to work. We ourselves are killing ourselves with this global warming. We are the responsible. So now it's high time to think beyond capitalism, and it must be replaced by a humanitarian, everyone's concerning welfare concerning theory, which is one and only Prout, the Progressive Utilization Theory propounded by Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar. Before coming to the conclusion of today's session, just one bit of ideological aspect related to it. I think all we are connected here, we follow the system called path of bliss. So how and where it comes into the picture? India is a land of religion or the spirituality, and still we have so many religious masters. I will not say the spiritual masters, because religion and spirituality is not the same. Religion and spirituality are entirely different thing. Every decade, India has a new religious master. So when Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar started the path of bliss, Anand Marga, with his spiritual name Sri Sri Anand Murthy ji, whom we lovingly called Baba, government of India has, or any of the system or the high and mighty have no problem. As I said, India is a land of spirituality or the religion. People follow it. So if a new guru is on horizon, no one has any problem. If you are not eating onion and garlic, government has no issues. If you are not consuming this non-veg food, again, government and society has no issues. But Anand Mark's struggle on the social or larger sphere begin after the proclamation of this Prout philosophy. In 1959, when the Prout philosophy was introduced to the society, to the masses, and it was started propagating, all high and mighty get alerted. Whether it's the companies or the governments in United States, or it's then it was USSR. It was not Russia. USSR was dismantled or disintegrated in 1991 probably. So before that it was USSR. So all the communist and capitalistic forces collectively or individually, they just where they were behind this Prout philosophy. They just don't want that this Prout philosophy should flourish, or it should come to the masses, or it should be adopted by any of the government, because the moment Prout is accepted in any of the government, it will open the Pandora's box. Everywhere there will be a demand for the Prout. So it's better to nip it into the bud. And that was the reason the government of India, here in India, there are records. It's on fact. I'm not nothing exaggerating, but it's everything on record. It was CIA and it was KGB. They persuaded the then Prime Minister of India to impose emergency in India, and the emergency was imposed on 25th of June 1975. Anand Marg and its 14 frontal organizations has been banned. Before imposing emergency, Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar ji was arrested on false and fabricated cases on 29th of December 1971. He was put behind the bars. He was immense charges, false and fabricated charges has been imposed on him, and government of India tried every bit. Not only the government of India, but one regional state, that is West Bengal. And there was at that time 77 onwards. Before 77 there was a Congress government, and after 77 there was a communist government. Both the governments were against to the Anand Marg and this Prout philosophy. And on 12th of February 1973, the government's agency, namely CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, through the jail doctor, they gave, in the name of medicine, they gave poison to Sri Sarkar. The date is 12th February 1973, which we celebrate or observe as Neelkanth Divas. That was the day when he was poisoned. When he demanded for its judicial inquiry, the government of India refused the judicial inquiry of this poisoning. On the protest, Sri Sarkar went on the indefinite fast from 1st April 1973. And from 1st April 1973 up to his release from the jail on 2nd August 1978, it was 6 years, 7 months period. And the fasting period was of 5 years, 4 months and 2 days, indefinite fast. He was just taking a glass of curd. And in between, from 9th April 73 to 14th of June 1978, various of the Anand Marga's disciples went for self-immolated themselves in Manila, in Berlin, in Dallas, in Berlin, in India, in Patna, where he was imprisoned. So we have a very strong reason to work for Prout. that the entire struggle of Anand Marg, this jail to Sri Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar, it all happened due to the socio-economic philosophy only. As I said, India has immense gurus. Every decade a new guru is coming on the horizon. So government or society has no problem with this spiritual part or the religious part. Even in a Tandav case in India, on 20th of October 1983, the Supreme Court of India gave a separate religious denomination to Anand Marga. So they don't have any problem with Anand Marga. This socio-economic philosophy. Prout is the basic or real problem for the capitalistic as well as communistic structure. And that was the reason they were behind Prout, just to destroy. So being the disciples, it's our moral and ideological duty to work for the Prout. And I think that's enough for today's session. And from the next session, we will go for the sutras one by one. And I think this is just an overview, or we can say it an introductory session. If there is any question, I will love to take it.
I have a question. When you spoke about progress, you spoke you spoke that, as far as I understood, you said that physical and psychic progress is not has only bad parts, the way I understood it, and only spiritual progress has any value. Is there any value to physical or psychic progress, or is it always detrimental to society, let's say?
I haven't said that it's totally negative or the detrimental. I haven't said. I said it that has some added part. You have the mobile, you have the internet facility, you can go for a well research, you can apple of worse things, you can spoil your time, your energy and everything. So this science, this scientific developments has made our life easier. We can communicate to each other faster. If you invite me to the Denmark or the Portugal, I can reach more easily in lesser time. So these are the bright sides or the positive parts. But I said that there are some kind of inherent negative aspects also. But a physical or psychic thing or part which guides us towards, leads us towards the spirituality. This is the progress. If we are discussing about the Prout, what is the Prout philosophy? It's in the book. It's a psychic thing, but it leads us towards this spirituality. So what we are talking right now is the progress. We are just enlightening people, trying to enlighten people, making them aware about the Prout. So we have a more comfortable or easy life. Suppose, take my example. I have some interest or hobbies. I want to do it, but I don't have the time. 24 hours I am just indulged in my this survival. How to get money? I need, my clothes are old, so I need new clothes, as I have to go for the training classes. When my shirt is not proper, what people will say, oh, this person, he is not looking nice, he is so poor, what he will teach us? So I need some good clothes. So we are just in this capitalistic vicious cycle, and Prout leads us out of this vicious cycle. Prout enlightens us that our life's manifestation or the orientation is not for the sake of sell and buy and sell, purchase, sell it, credit card, debit card. No, this is not the life. Life is something more meaningful. So we lead them through the path of bliss, or through this Prout philosophy. We provide them an opportunity to lead that path of bliss. So here is the difference.
Thank you. Thank you for your answer. Anyone else?
I would have one. A microphone. I have one. I would like to ask about the word progress, as it's in the name of the theory. So what I see, can one see that the progressive utilization means that the methods of utilization must progress. So Prout is not a static one, but it must develop. It must always be applied to the situation then. So it's not dogmatic.
What you're talking, that's right, that's very true, but it's a bit premature. Why I'm saying a bit premature? The 16th sutra of the Prout says, देश काल पात्रे उपयोगा परिवर्तन्ते ते उपयोगा प्रगतिशीला भवेयु. According to time, space, and person, this utility varies, but that should be of the progressive nature. So this will be dealt in the 16th when we will discuss the 16th sutra. It will come into the picture, and what you said, that is very true. As I said, capitalism is a theory. So, and this communism is an antithesis, and communism is an antithesis. Prout is synthesis. But if this synthesis is static, it doesn't change itself according to the time, space, and person. In a short period of time, the synthesis will also become a thesis. So Prout, propounder, has already given it in the 16th sutra, which I told, this Deshkal Patre Upyoga Parivartante, and we will certainly, we are going to discuss when we will reach to the 16th sutra. So many thanks for reminding this.
Does anyone have any other questions?
So it's over for today, I think.
Yeah.
So if there is no questions, so I think that's...
Everyone was fully satisfied by your talk.
It's
Thank
all
you very
Baba's
much.
blessings. It's all Baba's blessings. Otherwise, we are nothing.
Thank you very much for your talk. Suman Das is raising his hand. He must have a question. Suman, you can speak.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes,
So this is
Suman,
not a question. This is just not a question. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Rajesh ji for his wonderful speech. And this is the first time I have ever participated in any discussion regarding Prout. I'm from Bangladesh. I have participated many Ananda Margos events, but everything is around like religious practice. Ananda Margos other things, not about the Ananda Marga Prout things. Prout is a kind of small existence in Bangladesh, and I don't know whether you are aware of not, in Bangladesh, Ananda Margo, it is labeled as a religious organization, and because of religious organization and very once the part of subcontinent India, these people in Bangladesh is very much pious, so they are comfortable to hear about the religious practices. They are comfortable about the hearing the proud things. So what happened? The anti-proud people, they have taken this opportunity. Whenever we want to discuss the proud, they come forward with a kind of resistance, like what Rajesh just said, that the Indian government did in 1977, 1975. So that kind of propaganda prevails in Bangladesh. So we want to discuss something, but we always face a resistance, and there is a huge propaganda against the Ananda Margo. So these are the good things, but sometimes we are frustrated how to deal with that. So I would request Rajesh and the intellectual of the Prouts that we need to take a kind of training. We need to take a kind of techniques and tools and tactics how to deal with this kind of propaganda, deal with this kind of anti I don't say Ananda Margo, anti proud people. So these are things we need some kind of understanding so that we can deal with them to further propagate the idea. So that was my humble submission to all of you. Thank you, Rajesh.
Yes, just one thing I wish to add, Sumanda, and this is, a crisis is always an opportunity. Either we succumb to the pressure or we could rise to the occasion. It's up to us. So we are blessed that being the part of the Supreme Consciousness family, it's right time or opportune time to rise on the occasion. We should not succumb to any pressure by the government or any of the agencies or any of the system. We must raise our voice. We must work for the betterment or the welfare of the collective society. That I would like to add. And here one thing I would like to add also, that if any virtual meeting or the physical meeting is organized in Bangladesh, I love to spare my time. I will give my time. Just one thing, that that time and date should not collide with another program. That's the only condition or the criteria. If I don't have any commitments, I'm ready to give my time, because it's the maximum utilization what Prout says. So I am grateful, I'm thankful, I will be privileged that my potentials are going for the maximum utilization. That's it. And many thanks to everyone, ProutSpace, for giving me the opportunity, and everyone for listening with such a patience. Many thanks to everyone.
Thank you very much, Rajesh, and everyone. Linda has her hand up.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't have a question, but I just like to offer something into the space. So thanks so much, Rajesh. It's an honor to listen and learn from you, who've been so immersed in Prout for all this time. So I feel very grateful for this space and this opportunity. Thank you so much, and Maharshva as well. And I just want to add kind of something that's in my heart, which is around taking a stand and holding the light, which I feel Prout does in a way that's fully compassionate and non-oppositional, I guess. And if you don't mind me saying, there was just a few comments that kind of hurt my heart a little bit there, Rajesh. I know it wasn't intended, but I just feel to share it because you know, I feel that so much of humanity is caught up in capitalist structures, and there was one word which maybe, I don't know, wasn't intentional, but you know, that people aren't concerned with the suffering of the masses. And my experience from being caught in a system previously, you know, needing to work, needing to provide, and at the time not knowing having any other options available. My experience in working in that system and having my heart broken open through it, and being with other people who are caught in that system. I know many people who really care and whose hearts are broken, and their soul is compromised, needing to work in capitalist structures. So I just want to honor them in this space. And I also worked previously myself in a United Nations organization, and it upset me a lot because I realized that while the outer exterior was very good, the systemic work, it was actually nearly doing more harm to the masses than good in that particular department. And again, that burst my heart open. I was so glad when I saw Prout. I said, oh gosh, there is a solution. But at the same time, again, there was really conscientious, caring individuals and a lot of light within that organization. And I know that within the United Nations as a whole, as Dieter has pointed out in the chat, there's some real organizations of light, and there's some people who are doing really light work. So I just like to just add that space in of just holding a little bit more compassion if possible, while taking a stand in the light. And again, I want to honor you, Rajesh, because I'm at a stage in my journey where I need to own and hold that stance more, and I really want to step into Prout on account of that. So I think there's a firmness and wisdom in compassion that takes a stand, but you know, doesn't have extreme, you know, kind of, you know, connotations towards others. So I just want to offer that because it's in my heart, and I hope you don't mind. It's taken a lot of courage for me to say it, because you know, I really want to blend in and receive the bounties of wisdom. And, you know, there were so many nuggets in that talk, Rajesh, I've written down and I'm going to meditate on and be with. So thank you so much for all the insights and the wisdom. Bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaskar. Yes, it's Dada. I'm Pragnananda.
Dada, namaskar.
How are you? So I'm curious to know what you would say when you put the primary emphasis on Prout being the cause of the persecution of Shri P.R. Sarkar and also his organizations and missions. But we also know that from the earliest days, it was also strong stand on socially related aspects of the philosophical teachings, and specifically rejection of the caste system, of idol worship in the Indian context, and also a strong stand on the observation of Jama and Niyama, and that these were also key elements for the reason why he himself personally and his organizations and mission were hounded and persecuted. And you put exclusive reasoning on the formation of Prout and the introduction of Prout some years later. So I just wondered on your comment on that. Perhaps Prout, it was because of Prout that it was the more institutional suppression and oppression came. But certainly the opposition was there from earlier on. Yes, well, please go ahead.
Dada, there is a cult or the organization, namely Arya Samaj, which was founded by some Dayanand Saraswati some 150 years back or something. So they also don't believe in this caste system and this idol worship. So this is nothing new. Okay, some of the segments, those who are not directly into the politics or in the government, but they are behind the curtain operating, they strongly believe in this Brahminical system, what you named the caste system. They strongly believe in that the Vipran class, the priest class, is the topmost person, and others should respect him and give due reverence to them, and blah blah blah. So, but this idol worship against the caste system, it was not the new thing. It has already been given by. So the primarily it was the communist government of the USSR. The KGB was instrumental to instigate Indira Gandhi. She was then Prime Minister of India. So I'm not contradicting what you are saying, but I'm just the feedback, the data, the everything I have that gives more emphasis or says is more loud and clear that it was a Prout philosophy which literally perturbed the entire system and the establishment. That's it, Dada, from my side.
Okay, thank you.
So we can wind it up for now.
Yeah. Thank you very much for everyone who has come. I will eventually, hopefully very soon, publish this video on YouTube so it can be used for further consultation. And I would just like to add that this ProutSpace and all ProutSpaces are organized by Proutist Universal, who is a global organization that has been established to share Prout with the world and to promote Prout. And yeah, if you have any questions about what we do, if you would like to get involved, I will leave my email on the chat. You can contact me anytime. And yeah, thank you very much for coming, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. See you. Bye bye.